Good morning, everyone. I'm David Awschalom, the Liew Family Professor at the University of Chicago, a scientist at Argonne National Lab, and Director of the Chicago Quantum Exchange. I'm really pleased to welcome all of you to the 2020 Chicago Quantum Summit. So this year, our third annual summit comes on the heels of a momentous year for quantum information science in the US and, as President Zimmer just said, in our region. We've made important advances in science. We've seen significant commitments from our federal agencies to scale up a robust national program and continue to build the future quantum economy, with companies large and small joining this effort. This year we've witnessed the emergence of national testbeds for secure quantum communication, industry roadmaps for 1,000-qubit quantum computers and beyond, and exciting developments in quantum sensing, driving discoveries in broad areas, spanning biology to high-energy physics. Now, the summit also comes during a challenging year for global health, and as such, we're holding the summit virtually for the very first time. The upside of this is that we're delighted to welcome a distinguished group of speakers and nearly 1,400 registered attendees from all over the world, from academia, industry, government agencies and laboratories, and the public at large. As President Zimmer just said, quantum technologies have the potential to help create next-generation computers, sensors, and communication networks. The challenge, though, but also the opportunity for us, lies in advancing the necessary fundamental science and engineering to scale this technology and to really build a quantum economy. So this requires cross-sector collaboration, engaging experts from universities and national labs, federal agencies, and companies. Together, we can accelerate the pace of research and development and revolutionize areas from supercomputing to precise sensing to secure communication. Now, to this end, as we just heard, the U.S. Department of Energy recently launched 5 national quantum information science research centers, including 2 here in Illinois at Argonne National Lab and Fermilab, and the National Science Foundation announced 3 new Quantum Leap Challenge Institutes, one at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. These centers are in collaboration with the University of Chicago, the University of Wisconsin-Madison, Northwestern, and others from across the country. We're really happy that leaders in both the Department of Energy and the National Science Foundation will join us over these next few days and give us their agencies' perspectives and their aims for building these centers. I think it goes without saying that federal investments like these provide critical resources that are necessary to scale quantum science and engineering and technology to ensure that the U.S. remains at the forefront of this very rapidly moving field. And the breadth of these centers, as you'll hear in the next few days, gives us a very special opportunity to train the next generation quantum workforce through innovative programs and ensure U.S. scientific and economic leadership. A parallel focus on rapid commercialization of these new technologies will really help us support an emerging quantum economy and help us build a foundation that supports quantum startups. And we're going to be hearing about that at the end of the week. Now, with this summit, we're convening participants from across these very diverse organizations, such as the Air Force Office of Scientific Research, the Department of Energy, the National Science Foundation, their new quantum institutes and centers, and companies ranging from Intel to IonQ to Zapata Computing, all to progress the field. Now, over the next 3 days, we'll hear from all of these organizations, and we hope very much that this summit will generate dialogues and encourage much broader involvement, bringing together organizations and individuals across boundaries to enhance our quantum community, to jumpstart potential research projects, and inspire new ideas and new programs, particularly from the students that are listening in the next few days. We're going to hear from leaders of each of the 8 DOE and NSF centers and their institutes, who will share their plans with the broad community and offer ways in which they can engage with us. We'll also have a series of talks and a panel discussion this Friday that focus on the economic impact of quantum science and technology and the genuine importance in cultivating a quantum industry. Penny Pritzker, former U.S. Secretary of Commerce, will speak about the economic impact of emerging technologies and opportunities for regions and nations to lead this charge. Venture investors and leaders of experienced quantum startups will provide information and inspiration to scientists and engineers developing innovations to impact tomorrow's quantum economy. And finally, we hope that all of you will join us tomorrow evening for the summit's public event, where we'll hear from Scott Aronson, the David Bruton Centennial Professor of Computer Science at the University of Texas, who will talk about the capabilities and the limits of quantum computers. Afterwards, we're very lucky to have science journalist Sophia Chen, who will moderate a fireside chat with the two of us, followed by a public question and answer session. Now, to get the summit going, a little bit of housekeeping. During the summit, most of the speakers, as you notice, will be giving relatively short talks, with time at the end of each talk for questions. And during these talks, please feel free to enter your questions into the Q&A box on your screen. At the end of each presentation, the moderator will then select questions and ask the speaker directly. So on behalf of the Chicago Quantum Exchange, which spans 4 universities, 2 national laboratories, and more than 20 corporate, regional, and national partners, I want to thank all of you for being here today to attend our 3rd annual Quantum Summit.